The report doesn't count.
Right in my ass. So, I thought that. So, like, looking at this, depending on how much memory you need to, like, memory could be a significant cost.
Oh, yes.
Memory is not cheap.
No.
Yeah.
And with these, I assume with these, do you know if you have to use ECC RAM or not?
No.
Then it's probably, I don't know. It's like do you buy a bunch of really cheap, a lot of RAM, or do you buy like nicer shit?
So, you have to, all of the programs come with a memory limit of 100 megs in total processing load, which is stupid because then all of this computational power is pointless. But I've come across a couple of ways to throw in some back code on each program to open that up to 16 gigs per quadrant of code. And so
what the hell software is this?
Is Ease, like EASE, Ease, Cat Acoustic, or Odeon.
Odeon.
I see. It's doing. You actually build out the rooms and it calculates reflection and all that shit.
Yeah, direct reflections. Rhino and Grasshopper does immediate calculations, but there isn't like Orialization processes built in. So it's just a graphical representation, and it doesn't give you any numbers or anything, but that's a pretty quick way to... So anyway, this is... it's just a ton of memory. So I've gotten the quadrant, like what they call the quadrants of code for a room. I've been able to expand up to 16 gigs, but the size of model that I want to run, I would need like, I don't know, 300 gigs of RAM or something to process it. So it's just an outrageous amount of memory, an outrageous amount of cores.
Does it matter to have fast RAM, or does it matter just to have a lot of RAM?
It's not. It just the memory capacity has to be there.
Okay. Doesn't care if it can get in and out faster.
The speed isn't a real crucial thing for this because it just has to store calculation, like multiple calculation line items, and then crunch them and then send them out, and then it's gone. And it's already calculating them, one light item per core per how many like 1 millisecond or something.
So now what do you hope to do with this? Just do your job faster?
Yeah, I would really like to be able to do... The end goal is a long-term research project that I would like to be able to process like the top 200 halls for a article that I'm trying to put together. But
is this something work would pay for?
I'm hoping.
No. Well, then go all out.
Yeah,
I thought Brian was footing the bill. So
I just want the report by Friday.
He just wants it done.
I just want it done. I want results, people.
He's had it with all the talking. He's a man of action.
I want the results, and I want them now.
So the idea would be that I could write this. If I had the supercomputer, I'd be able to write this article in 6 months' time versus 6 years.
All right, get it done.
By Thursday, right?
By Thursday.
Yep. It is by Thursday, everyone.
All right, well, what's not happening Thursday is CouncilCast. This is episode number 88. Being recorded on not this Friday, but July 30th, 2019. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we'll make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit with little background and next to no expertise, unless you want to know about sound calculations. All decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever. So, welcome to tonight's podcast. Appreciate everybody joining us early for the pre-podcast talk. If you want to learn more, you can email us, councilcast@gmail.com. So tonight we're going to start off with building things in space. So, how would you like to build things in space? Would you pay more to buy stuff from space?
What? Why would I pay more for that?
I don't know. Certainly
Delivery
would be-
charges have got to be up.
certainly would take a lot to get it. I mean,
I feel like they would be able to do same day delivery just by launching it at your dwelling.
I was gonna say it should be pretty cheap. They can just shoot it towards you.
Like fucking stand out there and hit deliver, and in about 5 minutes,
You got a flaming ball of
yeah,
something in your backyard that's got your package
Absolutely.
inside.
crushed by the bar of soap you ordered.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
give
anything
Amazon
hurts
Prime
at
to do.
like 14 kilometers.
I like
a
that
second.
one.
Dove, instant delivery.
Everybody's just gonna have to put like a basket on the top of their roof to capture what they
They're
want.
just using rail guns with like custom like Sabo rounds to put the boxes in. UPS could really branch out. I feel like that'd be crazy.
Well, it's not quite delivering stuff to Earth, but this is NASA is funding a project to just to figure out how can we manufacture satellites in space.
Hmm.
So instead of the problem is with today, if you want to build a satellite and fly it into space, you're kind of limited by the size of the rocket that you're taking into space. And so the idea here is that they can launch a platform that builds satellites, but in space, so that you can build them as big or tall or wide, whatever shape and size you want. You just have to launch the raw materials to it.
They're just gonna blast a bunch of 3D printers up there.
That's legitimately what they're doing.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Sign me up,
Yep.
NASA. Give me a call.
And then they're loading or they're launching payloads of material to continue to.
Yeah, they're talking that there's this company that wants to. The company is literally called Made in Space.
Which is so misleading. It should be built in space because made in space makes you think made in China and it can be shipped to me. Like there's a
Yeah,
built in space though means it's supposed to stay there.
true,
Does it?
Does it?
but they are talking about launching like 3D printers. They want to explore how can we make 3D printers work in space so that we can actually do these things. So they've got this idea of like building a gigantic solar array for satellites that could be, hundreds of times more powerful than what you can launch on a satellite today.
Neat.
So they're
Aren't they
currently
talking that you'd be able to launch it with the Falcon 9?
they're targeting launching, it says, in 2022 with one of the Electron rockets built by Rocket Lab, but I think the idea is you could launch this thing with almost any rocket.
Because it's just the core.
Well,
Yeah.
probably not a SpaceX rocket because they want to make sure it doesn't blow up on the ground.
Man, I can't believe you're still on that.
It was last week.
Shade.
Did you not get the report for it?
I know. I didn't get the report.
Elon didn't send that out?
Nope.
Oh, you must have been dropped off the email chain.
We'll get
no.
you at it.
Put it on the weekly minutes.
I think
That's
this is a
insane.
pretty cool idea. I like the idea that they could build something in space because, I mean, it doesn't limit you on what you can really bring with you now. Maybe we could 3D print a rocket ship.
Would it be cheaper to go up there then in their little hotel stay trip that they invited us up on?
Maybe.
Well, it's probably a good first step for trying to create something that's going to go farther than just the moon.
Why don't they just build this manufacturing plant on the moon?
Why not?
That's a
I
great
don't know.
question.
And then once it becomes an obsolete manufacturing plant, it can just become an amusement park.
And we can all have a good time.
We're
Perfect.
sailors on the moon.
Jesus. It's whalers on the moon, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I haven't seen that episode in a while. I think this is pretty cool. It's the
I'll give it a
first space
thumbs up.
story in a while that I've seen that is something that seems like we're advancing our steps into space, not just launching more space junk. So yeah, definitely thumbs up.
I say thumbs up for 3D printing. That's pretty cool stuff right there.
3D printing in space.
Eh,
It's It's only once it's in space, it's eh.
Yeah. It's still 3D printing, and that's the cool part. So
I like the name of the rocket ship. They're going to call it, or not rocket ship, but the thing they're launching, Archanaut 1.
Because it's building stuff. Ooh. Yeah. As soon as the building stuff, though, becomes dangerous, then it becomes Juggernaut 1.
Maybe.
Thumbs up for space.
Well, what you won't be able to do in space is read people's brains, because Elon Musk is apparently launching a new company to help people.
Why wouldn't I be able to do that in space?
I don't know.
Because Elon Musk hasn't put it in space yet.
Yes.
what spare parts is he going to use from past failures to do this little project?
Well, so apparently this is a company he plans to create called Neuralink, which is a brain-computer interface company. So it sounds like he's trying to come up with a way to get people's brains to communicate with computers, to help people who are like, unable to move or something like that. Which sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah. 10 movies come to mind that make it not so interesting.
I just wonder how long until he just says, well, now your brain is a computer.
Yeah, like, have you guys seen Future Man on Hulu?
No.
Well, in that one, they shove a huge needle into your head and you die instantly.
Oh.
You're in the computer.
Oh, you turn into the computer?
Yeah, you just become virtual. That's all it does.
So they kill you to make you virtual, right?
Yep, suck all the memory out of your brain, create a virtual you, and then you die.
So have you guys played Soma at all? Have you heard of it?
No.
It basically is like the exact same principle where like people found out a way to convert their brains into a digital presence. And then they were like, well, wait a minute.
Why have I heard of this? Is this a horror game?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, wait a minute, who's the real me? Like, is it the real me, the one who I got copied from, or is the real me the one in the computer? And so then like a bunch of people started committing suicide because they're like, there can only be one, basically.
There's a movie about there can only be one. The guy jumped through dimensions, killing himself, so he became stronger.
Are we talking about Highlander?
No, that was a Jet Li
No.
movie.
Jet Li?
No. It's called Dodgeball is what it's called.
Yeah, I think that's right.
There can only be one.
There can only be one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's right on that.
Marty, do you know what this means?
So I'm not sure that that's exactly what he's doing here, but I think Musk is trying to make. Well, he talks about amputees, people with Parkinson's, people who, like I said, just can't really move, and maybe they can control a computer to help them communicate with people, or
You know,
I
if
don't know,
there was
maybe
a way to
control another
continue
robot.
to upload and update my virtual presence to, virtual me that grows and acts and learns like me, I would
What
do
if
that.
What if the virtual you became an asshole?
I'm already.
Oh, come on, Logan. Own it.
It might become nice, that wouldn't be such a bad thing, now would it?
I think it's pretty cool that he's trying to help people. So thumbs up for Elon.
I think that would be a cool thing to have, you're completely incapacitated, don't remember your life, struck with Alzheimer's because they haven't figured out a cure yet. But hey, there's a virtual you that doesn't have Alzheimer's. So
I like the idea that people can kind of control something else and gives them some mobility help. So I give it a thumbs up.
cool idea. Let's see how far it goes.
Well, maybe they could use that and combine it with the eye tracking glasses that autofocus where you look.
Those glasses are dope.
So this is some researchers at Stanford that have created glasses that track your eyes and automatically focus on whatever you're looking at. So I can't imagine I'd want to wear this device because it's ridiculously huge.
It's another
But
shopping app, isn't it?
I think it looks like Google Glass.
I mean, you're walking around the store and you go, "Oh, I'm focusing on that. Oh, this consumer likes to buy mac and cheese, right? That's all this is."
So you're telling me it can do X-ray vision?
Yes, but I mean, would you want to carry around one of these cell phones? I mean, I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about the progression of technology at the rate we've been proceeding over the last few years, I don't see why those tracking glasses wouldn't be, some kind of nerdy headset by 2025.
I think that's the idea. I like the idea because they talk about, people needing glasses as they get older and stuff like that, or even just people who need glasses in general, I think. And they can kind of adjust to they track what your eyes are looking at, and they'll just take care of it for you.
Yeah, and then instead of having to update your prescription, you just have to pay for a
You download
subscription.
the new DLC. Yeah.
Pay for a subscription to download the new DLC. Yep.
That would be a pretty shitty deal. That I
It
would
would
not
be.
get behind.
Well, they'd have to continue to make their outrageous amounts of money off of people who wear glasses because it's the one company that owns all the glasses, right?
I mean, as long as Google's not doing it, because, next year they probably are like, hey, we're going to turn off this glasses wear program. So
We're going to end the licensing for this, so you really don't own the operation of these glasses anymore.
they're really just a piece of glass.
We're going to replace the software, though, with the new social media app.
Fart book.
These glasses look like.
Okay, now. You see, okay, now.
These glasses look like, like what retainers used to look like. They're on the mouth and the thing that wraps around the head and that whole deal.
Kind of does look like that.
Yeah.
Glasses
taking a step backwards.
I wish that it did more. I'm going to give it a thumbs down because I wish that with this much technology, it gave me X-ray vision. They should be able to figure that out.
Yeah. I think thumbs down because it only comes in black.
I think I'm gonna have to stay on the thumbs down train. There's just something about it that says this seems like 50s technology. Like it just seems a little bit behind where I feel like we should be.
Oh man, I like the idea of an autofocal.
Are you giving it a thumbs up?
Yeah.
All right.
I like the idea too, but I just feel like it should be farther along. I think that's where I'm.
I just want X-ray vision.
Is this like cars that run on water? Like the reason we don't have them is because the manufacturers just purchased them and pulled them off the market?
Probably. I mean, at least you wouldn't have to pay for a subscription for that, though.
Yeah.
Like you would if you own a BMW and want to have Apple's CarPlay in your car. Which BMW is now going to start selling to you for $80 a year.
Can we vote now?
Sure.
Can we vote now?
Yeah, that's a pretty quick no. It's a pretty quick no.
Gosh.
So yeah, BMW has confirmed that it is going to start charging a subscription fee for Apple CarPlay on models 2019 and on.
I'm not sure what the advantage of this is.
I think they just want to get it for. They're just like, you have no other option, so pay us or you can't use your phone with the car.
You just spent way too much for a car, and now they want to charge you to listen to the radio.
Well, that's what I don't get. Is like, if you're already buying a BMW, you can buy. It says you can buy a lifetime subscription for $300. So why wouldn't you just build that into the cost of the car?
Oh yeah, exactly. You barely noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. What's the effect of making you choose to purchase a 20-year lifetime subscription for the vehicle versus
Well,
just giving it to you by increasing the cost of the vehicle?
right. I don't know. This doesn't
It-
make any sense to me.
I say thumbs down, but it still makes sense to do the 300 and just put it in with the car. I mean, you throw all kinds of stuff on when you do the undercoating and whatever else, right?
I
Yeah,
just
why
can't
don't they-
imagine they're making much. I mean, $300, that's not a lot.
No.
I mean, that barely covers the cost of the salesman to tell you how to run the damn thing. Shit, if I was gonna buy a BMW and pay $300 for it, I'd have that guy tell me how to run the damn thing for like an entire day.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mhm.
BMW apparently claims that this pricing model allows it to keep the initial cost of the vehicle down because $300 is going to break the bank. Nope. I was going to buy the car, but $300 more. Yeah, I was going to buy the car at $50,000, but $50,000 and $300 just can't do it.
Just seems like a, like, oh, we have to do paperwork, or there's the undercoating, or I don't know what other things when you're buying a car that you just go, why? What am I paying for? What is this?
Take somebody to go flip a little digital switch on the computer. They plug their computer in and go, they've selected these functions.
The thing I don't get is what is BMW continuing to support with your subscription? Like, don't you just load CarPlay once and you're done? Like, there's not a annual maintenance that they have to do on that, is there?
I don't know. Well, not if you pay the $300.
Maybe when you go in for like oil changes and stuff, they plug into your car and check for firmware updates or something.
I
Maybe
doubt
that's-
that. Our car has the same stupid map from when we bought it, however many years ago.
It's because you didn't pay
They
for
don't check for
$80 a year.
anything. Yeah, I don't do any kind of update. It just doesn't know that there's a road there now. You're driving in a field. No, I'm not.
Well, that's Toyota and this is BMW. German.
Maybe if I bought a $300 map program, day
Maybe.
one, it would have been a lifetime subscription or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this a thumbs down. I don't
down.
get it.
I wouldn't put it past the car industry though to start going down the route of your every 6 months you need to come in for firmware updates or something on your vehicle. I'm not even joking. Like
I
force
don't
you to
understand.
not include a wireless connection to do the firmware updates, just force you to come in to charge you to do the firmware updates.
I think that's going to be a hard thing to sell because you've got people like Tesla who are currently doing over-the-air updates. And I think that they can come up with some way to do that. But they're probably going to charge you for it.
Yeah, one way or the other, they're gonna definitely thumbs down.
They'll figure it out.
Hope this.
You know, if you could actually have a hoverboard, you wouldn't have to buy a car.
I didn't
True.
see this one.
I'm
So-
super happy that we're circling back around on this.
So
I
I
you
did
know.
not see this article.
This is like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Man, gonna hoverboard across the English Channel. And drum roll, what happened?
He
didn't
crashed.
make it.
Yeah.
Didn't we do quick math and went, that's not going to work?
I mean, didn't work is that he missed the platform for refueling. Supposedly
is that what happened?
by just a few centimeters, which is pretty heartbreaking, actually.
But yeah, he
Oh.
was.
He's fine, by the way.
He's fine, by the way. It's okay. No injuries. No one was injured in this ridiculous attempt. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he
McFly,
obviously
you
gave it a
Joe.
good try.
The boards don't work on water.
Yeah, I think we said that last week too, didn't we? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, he only missed. So he only was able to fly for 20 minutes and tried to land on a boat for refueling and tumbled into the ocean. So I mean, I gotta give him credit. He gave it a try.
Thumbs up. He didn't stick the landing. The judges give him. That's pretty cool.
That's kind of one of those that like did his adrenaline make him push it a little too hard too soon or something, so he didn't quite have the fuel to make it, or
Maybe he needs to coordinate with the military so he can land on aircraft carriers. They're a little bigger, less likely for him to roll off into the ocean.
yeah, I guess thumbs up for giving it the old college try.
How far did he get?
You know, I think the problem was that he should have not tried to land. He should have just done in-air refueling. Somebody should have just tossed him another bag of jet fuel or something.
There you go.
Uh,
How far did you say he got? 80 miles? 20 miles.
20 minutes. He got to... I don't know.
20 minutes, that's all?
Yeah. It doesn't say how far he actually made it. He just made it 20 minutes.
That's hilarious.
I've just gotten just a
Thumbs up for jet-powered hoverboards.
fuel airliner to drop him a line and fill him up.
I give him a thumbs up for attempting it. Thumbs down on execution.
Speaking of execution,
So who doesn't want to have baby reveals that end in explosions?
What?
Apparently in Australia, a 30-year-old man was driving recklessly after his car caught fire during a gender reveal video. So it looks like
What happened?
there's
burning out.
he was trying to. Was he doing a burnout? Was that what it was?
Yeah, he was doing a sick ass burnout.
And he blew up his tires?
And the tires
His
got
car
fired.
caught
blew
fire.
Caught
it
on
apart.
fire.
Oh my god.
This baby is lit.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's just impressive.
That is impressive.
I don't know.
kind of car is
Impressive in
that?
one word.
What kind of car is that?
Probably a BMW.
And his Apple thing was saying, hey,
It is.
you're not going, your tires are going to explode.
He
Apparently,
said
this is a
Siri-
trend. This is a trend in Australia, doing burnout baby reveals.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea. It's a huge social media.
Really? Would you
Kick
Google that? Or
in
did
down under.
you use the Google to figure that out?
Oh. So apparently he had special smoking tires.
Yeah.
So he had special tires that were
Oh, these are
giving
tires
off the
for this
blue.
purpose?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that would explain how they caught fire. Because I'm like, how did a normal tire catch fire?
There are a lot of
amazing.
gender reveals, burnout videos on YouTube. That is just not right.
That's awesome.
I like how they're just in the middle of some like off-roll road somewhere in the middle
Keep
of
thinking
nowhere.
that he's gonna like drive off the road into the grass and it'll catch fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Surprised
you better
that
just
didn't happen.
leave it there and let it burn, dude.
He had
So
a
is it
black.
a-
It was a Holden Commodore. Was the car?
Boy or girl?
Boy,
Oh, got it. Yeah. The blue. Right.
the blue.
The blue. Got it. Thought he was trying to spell something with the tires on the concrete. I don't know.
Big
was-
S.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I give him a thumbs up for doing something different.
Actually,
Thumbs down for following trends because it's not doing something different. He's doing everything that all the Australians are doing.
I'm going to say thumbs up for drones.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's kind of the moral of the story, right? The drone
Yep,
caught
it is.
the-
The drone caught
Yeah.
the image.
You know,
Thumbs up for drones and all this shit. I don't understand what this fucking trend is.
Are you watching more of them?
No.
That's amazing.
Gender reveals or
Do you
Matt,
not understand gender reveals or the tire burnout part of the gender reveal?
Just the entire thing that's happening.
That's fair.
I felt really awkward the other day at work because a coworker of mine said that they were at a gender reveal party and was not for a baby.
What was it for?
Sex
Mhm.
change.
Oh,
I was expecting like a
like
dog,
a
or
dog.
something.
Yeah, a dog or a cat.
Nope. It was this friend threw a big party and said gender reveal, and everyone was like, "Oh, is somebody pregnant?" And nobody had any information, and they all went and showed up, and the guy is now a girl.
I'm just going to leave that there and move on to Elon Musk pitches for the week.
Just caught me off guard. Elon Musk pitches. I like this idea of saving our memory, but I think that it should include a way to save the head so that our head is in the jar and it's like the backup hard drive.
So the head
still be
would
able
be
to talk
connected to
every-
the computer. It would just be stored.
Yeah, it would a virtual memory would be created, and here's your person, but then you just got a head in a jar that is still.
Isn't that Futurama? Isn't that
I don't know
Futurama?
what you're talking about.
Why wouldn't you just save the brain?
Mm.
Because you always got to have a backup, right?
But
Elon Musk.
I'm confused.
Either way, the point is to be able to save the head in a jar
as a hard copy backup.
as a hard copy backup. Whether it be the brain or the whole head, whether you can still talk as the whole head or not.
Whole head may be able to talk. Gotcha.
I'm just waiting. Before I share anything, I want to see if Matt's got the big idea mapped out yet.
Oh, nope.
They're working on it.
It's gonna take a while.
Still working on the big idea. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to think about.
Oh, and could you add another one about we need the meeting minutes from last week with him?
Meeting.
'Cause he never got back to us.
Oh. We should actually Elon Musk should come up with a way to share his meeting minutes back to us so that we know how to give him better ideas.
Mm.
I like that.
Actually, mine is going to be. I like this idea of satellite delivery. I think that we could probably come up with a way to build everything in space, and then we just shoot it down to Earth, right at your doorstep, and it gets delivered instead of like next day delivery. You just get 5-minute delivery. I like that idea.
Would it slow down before impact, or would it just?
No. It would just hit right in the ground. Everybody would have to have like a lead landing pad or something.
Mm. Trajectory's off just a little bit, lands in your living room. Oh, I don't need my roof anyway.
Steel, not lead. Steel with magnetic. Then it just.
It stays in place. I like it. Yeah, that's how you fix it. It's magnetic, and that way, if it's headed for your roof, it just pulls it away and sucks it right to the landing pad.
Yep.
It's a good idea.
Just don't walk over it if you have a pacemaker.
I don't think I have a good idea. That's a really good idea. I like that one. I liked it when we brought it up in the show. Whoever said that, was that Matt who said that, or Logan, or who was that?
Matt.
Matt. See there, Matt's big idea.
I told you I'm working on it. Hopefully someday.
All right, what do you got, Brian?
I'm going with that. I think that's great.
You're just going with that. All right.
Well, I thought it was good during the show. If someone else
His
didn't bring it
idea
up,
is
I
that
was
we
going to
need
bring it
Elon.
up. That
His idea is
stuff-
that Elon Musk needs his meeting minutes.
No, I like the idea of stuff falling from outer space to my doorstep. I think that's super cool.
You want your report by Thursday, you said.
End of the week.
Into the week.
Report by the end of the week. Gotcha.
You guys are all talking. I have no idea what you're talking about or understanding it in the slightest, and it made me think of the IT crowd where the boss has no idea what's going on. I was like, oh, that sounds great, everybody, by the end of the week. And the internet is in a box in my office, right?
Marty,
Absolutely.
do you know what this means?
That kind of sounded like Hank talking to Morty.
A lot of Logan's impersonations sound like Hank talking to people.
Hey, Morty.
All right, with that, I think I'm going to call this council meeting adjourned. Thank you for listening. We record this podcast live Tuesday nights on YouTube, at least for right now.
Yeah, they're taking our shit away.
They took our gerbs.
They're taking away our ability to do our gerbs.
So you may or may not be able to find us on
Un-American.
YouTube because it turns off on Thursday. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
but if you like what you
we better
saw,
figure that out.
maybe.
By next week, we'll have it all figured out.
Yep,
By the end of the week, everybody, I want those reports done.
that makes a lot of sense. We'll get on that.
If we're on next week, we figured it out. So stay tuned.
Or don't.
Or don't.
It was a good ride, right?
Thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.